It's your boy Heaven Hollywood back on IE Network, and this is a special report. Breaking news. Tory Lanez, aka Daystar Peterson, has been found guilty on all three charges today in a Los Angeles courtroom. Once again, Tory Lanez, aka Daystar Peterson, has been convicted on all three charges for the 2020 shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. It was said to be a crazy and downright scary scene. I'm quoting Megan Cuniff, who had been in court for the entire 2 weeks. Crazy and downright scary scene in the courtroom as Tory Lanez's father and stepmother screamed about wicked injustice. All right. Now, Megan's lawyer, Alex Spiro, tweeted, "The jury got it right. I am thankful there is justice for Meg." The deputies were able to manage the scene. Tory's father was screaming, "Don't push me," but never saw a huge fight, said Megan. She said, but it was a very chaotic for several minutes, and we could hear Tory's father screaming from the hallway. Megan Thee Stallion's lawyer, okay, I did tell you that, released a statement saying they got it right. Wow. One woman turned and looked at the reporters sitting behind her, including Megan Cuniff, and said, "Jay-Z is a B. Report that. Jay-Z is a B." One woman in the gallery held up her hand as Tory's father was screaming about Rock Nation and wicked injustice, repeating, "In the name of Jesus." Deputies were forcing them all into the hallway and telling the gallery we had to stay seated. And this is the part that gets me emotional. I didn't have a dog in this fight. I don't know Tory Lanez. I don't know Megan Thee Stallion. I didn't really listen to Tory Lanez. I'm not really a Tory Lanez fan. And I listened to Megan a little bit. You know, I talk about Megan. Mainly, I like Megan for her looks, of course. You know, a man being a man. And I felt as though she, I wanted her to get justice in some way. But for Tory Lanez to be remanded on the spot, in front of his children and his family, during 2 days from Christmas, is just absolutely cruel and unnecessary. I get all the people that wanted him to be guilty. I get, and this is a total shock to me. I've been stating my whole entire time for 2 years that I didn't believe at the end that he would do any jail time. So I am absolutely shocked. Now, as the case was going on and it started to extend, I started saying that's not a good sign for the prosecution, for the defense. And because they added that last charge and then they started asking about willfully, so like that, then I thought maybe he's going to get hit with the willfully, the negligence and the gun charge. I never thought in a million years he was going to get hit with the assault. But to remand that man, the sentence is in January. You mean to tell me you couldn't let that man go spend the holidays with his family? Oh, Jesus Christ. Tory Lanez's father stood up, guessed, and screamed, "There's a wicked system." He screamed at the prosecutors that they are evil and they know exactly what they did here. His stepmother stood up screaming and yelling. Father was yelling about Rock Nation. Remember, Tory Lanez made a comment about Rock Nation on his Daystar album, saying Rock Nation was trying to set him up. So I don't think they polled the jurors yet. The jurors have what? They have 60 days, I believe, before they even have to speak again. Yeah. Listen. We talk here all the time. We have our favorites. We have, I always said I believe Meg got shot. I've always believed it from the beginning. But I've also made a statement very, very clear from the beginning. I never wanted Tory Lanez to do any jail time. I just didn't think it was an offense to do jail time. I mean, it's not like she got shot in her abdomen or something like that. Yes, I know recklessly shooting could have resulted in something much worse. But even if it was, negligence maybe. Something that maybe it'll sit him down for 2 years or something. But all 3 counts that he's facing, he could get up to 22 years in jail. 22 years. His life is over. Not over, but as a rapper and singer, it's over. Now, this isn't over. They are definitely going to appeal. But I wanted to say, and I was making these points in my life, Tory's, when they changed lawyers right before trial, I said, what is this? Tory's defense lawyer lost this case for him, and he lost the case, and Megan kind of tweeted it, and you can look at the tweet here. And I was saying it for days of my life. He lost the case for him when he continued to hound Kelsey Harris after she had pretty much handed the case over to him. There was enough reasonable doubt after she said she was lying in her interview, and the judge had ordered the jury not to use the interview as evidence. But then when he started hounding her and saying that make her say she was pressured by the prosecution, he wanted to rub salt in the wound, and he ended up really reviving the prosecution, because then they was able to show that interview. And in the interview, it showed that she was sitting there. She was not pressured or anything. She had a husband with her. She basically named Tory the shooter. She named Tory the shooter in the text message directly after the incident. And then their defense witness, if they weren't sure about what he was going to say, why would you call him? Sean Kelly pretty much sealed the deal. When you got more women than men on the jury, and they're sitting there listening to someone say there was 2 men and a woman jumping Meg Thee Stallion, beating her into a fetal position. And once they started asking about hearing this testimony over, and that's over, and every single note was about something to do with the prosecution side of it. No one said, "Oh, can I hear Kelsey's testimony over?" They said, "We want to hear Kelsey's September interview over." And this is why I was telling people, this is an easy win. Don't get cocky. Don't get arrogant. And this is what I was telling Tory's defense lawyer. I didn't like him from the beginning. He was insulting the prosecutor. He's insulting witnesses. He's trying to play to the crowd and win this on social media. Yeah, you did win it on social media. But Tory Lanez, it's not helping him. He's being remanded, and he has now been taken to jail, awaiting sentencing on January 27th, I believe, of 2023. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Like I said, I'm not backing off of what I said. I do believe that he shot her. I don't believe he shot her intentionally. And the last thing I want to see, is another young brother going to jail. Can't blame Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion said Tory Lanez shot her, but Meg Thee Stallion didn't press charges. The LAPD pressed charges. So I know everybody. But everybody was going to hate Megan anyway. But you have to realize something. Megan got shot. She was a victim. And at the end of the day, it didn't matter who she slept with, what she lied about. She didn't lie about getting shot. If she lied about getting shot, then yeah, everybody should, if it came out in this thing that she never got shot, then yeah, everybody should be coming down on her. I'm very upset about the fact that they remanded him today. Very upset about it. But Tory Lanez, once again, found guilty on all charges. They're going to be praying for Tory. He's going to jail, but they're going to be, praying for him that he is okay. And you can expect an appeal. Now, those appeals, the percentage of appeals that are won are very, very slight. But he will appeal it, take it to appeals court, and hope for the best, if you're a Tory Lanez fan. But he has been found guilty on all charges. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network.